Now, boys, I've been playing MLB The Show, and I love MLB The Show, but some of the things that San Diego Studios have done just absolutely makes me lose my mind. We're going to be talking about this a little bit in today's video, but we're going to be talking about kind of some of the things that I'm simply unhappy about going into the new game, and I hope that they are going to fix them and that they take this as a constructive criticism. Now, I know that everybody pretty much in the MLB The Show 21 community, there really isn't anybody who's a YouTuber that has come out and said that they're against some of the things that are happening in the game. A lot of the guys that are the creators, which I completely understand, are not going to diss this, although I do know a couple of them that do that, especially my friends. But I'm just going to be talking today about some of the things that I absolutely didn't like in MLB The Show 20 that cannot happen in MLB The Show 21, and some of the things that I have already seen in MLB The Show 21. Now, we are going to be talking strictly, here's a huge disclaimer right now popping up on your screen. I am not going to be talking about the tech test. I'm not going to be talking about the tech test, and I'm not going to be talking about any gameplay, anything from the tech test. The one thing that I am going to be talking about the tech test is the idea of the tech test itself, but not anything to do with the actual tech test.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense, kinda. Anyways, we're gonna shoot into our first thing that I didn't like. Man, I love the idea of crossplay, and I love the idea that it's coming to Xbox. However, I am not a big fan that it is not coming to Nintendo Switch and PC and some of the other consoles. Now, I know that a bunch of you guys are gonna be like, yes, Corona happened. They already did a huge amount of stuff for MLB The Show 21, and we don't even know what they've done for MLB The Show 21 yet. They could have added a Sandlot game mode that we're going to find out in about a month, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. But as of right now, I do not know if I want to go the creator route of being someone who is going to be trying to get on, let's say, MLB The Show 21's creator list. I just don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to go after, and I'm going to take more of an MMG approach and some of the 2K guys, and I'm actually going to be the one person in the community that is going to be against their game. So if you guys are looking for criticisms, anything about MLB The Show 21, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button, because that's going to be what we are doing here. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about MLB The Show 20, the things that I just thought that I hated and that were just kind of inexcusable, were some of the fielding things at the beginning of the year. Yes, they fixed it, and I'm not going to lie, they did a lot. They did a lot to fix some of 20's stuff. But the one thing that I didn't really understand is end of the year gameplay. Now, I'm just going to reference some other video games. Madden. And I know Madden has a bigger budget than San Diego Studios. I completely get that. That's done by EA, not San Diego Studios. EA is a very big publisher, and San Diego Studios is still a pretty decent sized publisher. They get a lot of funding. They have done a lot for the game, and honestly, they have made the games pretty well. However, I don't like how whenever it hit December, it was literally like the game was completely finished. Usually at the end of the year game, I'm going to be referencing Madden a lot. Madden comes out with golden tickets, all sorts of awesome kind of like pack animations and reasons to play the game still going into the next game. They have these things in the game called rookie premieres that you can grind for at the end of the year, which is a great idea, something that I think MLB The Show 21 should pick up. But it's just something that's so great about MLB The Show 20 is that there's so much opportunity at the end of the year. Let's say you were able to grind rookie cards and grind for rookie cards like rookie premieres that would level up as they got new cards and new cards in the game. There's not as many programs in MLB The Show as Madden, as FIFA, as all sorts of games. And I know that there is a lot of other creators and a lot of other games that end up doing this very, very, very well. But it seems like MLB The Show 20 has so much potential. The fact that baseball is America's pastime, and I know that Fuzzy has talked about it an absolute ton, but you look at the biggest player in baseball, and you look at Mike Trout, you look at some of these guys that are really, really, really big, and some of these guys that are actually super giant, but they should be even bigger. It's just because of the marketing isn't necessarily the greatest. Now, I don't think that the game that MLB The Show creates caters to what the fan base could be. And I know that MLB The Show 21 is coming to Xbox, which is an absolute huge step by San Diego Studios. I'm not going to push that away. and say that it isn't going to be absolutely amazing. I've got the Series X. I am super pumped to play this game on Xbox. But to be honest with you guys, it should have happened more than 2 years ago. And the reason why is I know it's made by PlayStation, and PlayStation has rights, and everyone had rights, and so that was kind of the whole deal with it. But the thing is that now that it is open to any platform, they should be pushing out the game to many, many, many different platforms. The reason that San Diego Studios and the reason that MLB The Show isn't as big as it could be, and some of the biggest creators are not as big as it could be, is because of the fact that San Diego Studios hasn't completely marketed to everything that they could. Baseball is an absolute huge game. There are still people that baseball is one of the biggest sports still. I know everyone's going to say that basketball and football are actually bigger, but it is America's pastime. Baseball is very beloved in many Americans, and many Americans, especially teenagers, absolutely love baseball, but they never really get into baseball video games. Now, the amount of baseball friends that I have that enjoy 2K and enjoy Madden just so much more than they enjoy MLB The Show, I'm going to say that it is probably the fault of MLB The Show. Now, Madden has a lot of years and a lot of developers and a lot of time put into their game. They have a bigger player base, they have a bigger fan base, and part of the reason I feel like that's built up is because it's so big. And I think of the old days, and this is what I'm going to be referencing kind of as far as potential goes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I was about 12, 11, 10, I'm going to go back to about 2012, 2013, and I'm talking primetime baseball video games when there were not exclusive rights to the game. Many people were absolutely playing baseball games, I felt like, as much as they were playing football games and other games and stuff in general, because there was backyard baseball, bigs, MVP baseball. There was all of these games, and there was MLB The Show, which was a great game, absolute great game. But it seemed like whenever Madden and MLB The Show ended up facing off going into about the next 5 or 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and even 11 years, going into 2021 from about 2010, they ended up breaking away an absolute ton in player base compared to MLB The Show does. And the reason why they were able to do this is because they had a larger market, because they weren't just on PlayStation. Now, I know this isn't San Diego Studios' fault. I know it's not MLB The Show 21's fault, and it's kind of baseball's fault, but it's kind of just how it ended up going out with PlayStation buying the exclusive rights. I just don't really see why they would buy the exclusive rights and then market it and not sell the game to make a ton of money off of it. Now, we're seeing lots of games come to multiple consoles. I mean, Halo's even rumored to be coming to PS4 this year, so that's going to be really interesting. But what I want to really know what you guys think about this, because I am just very, very annoyed at some of the things that baseball could be. I love baseball. I love MLB The Show, and I'm going to be grinding and playing MLB The Show an absolute ton. I just wanted to put out some of my concerns and some of my things going into next year's game. Now, of course, I still love everything about MLB The Show. I'm going to be grinding it, and I'm just criticizing it a little bit. Obviously, I love the game. I love the things that they are doing to MLB The Show 21, and they are making some steps in the right direction. I just feel like it could go a lot better, and some of the things that they could have not controlled should have been put up a couple years ago. That's just kind of what I feel about that, and that's just kind of what I thought. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Obviously, I know this video is definitely a little bit controversial. I know that I'm kind of going out here on a limb by saying this, but it's just kind of what my heart feels and some of the things that I feel like is going on. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you guys hit that like and sub button. This has been Might Be, an MLB The Show 21 creator, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.